Hello everyone, we are back and we continue with some important terminologies and topics we will be expecting in this course. Yes, we will try to take some other terminologies in this course, Psychology 121, Basic Concept in Experimental Psychology. Yeah, so we are going to talk about constructs like hypotheses, theory, statistics. You hear words like population. You hear words like assignment. What again? All of these words. So we try to take them in this video this time. Please remember to subscribe if you have not. Remember to like and share. And then your comments will be expected and appreciated. Even questions, we will want to have them and respond to you as soon as possible. So, what is a theory? As a psychology student at this point, you should know, and we must have to know what is a theory. It's very important. What is a theory? We're going to keep it simple. A theory is a statement or set of statements that provides explanation to certain occurrences, certain natural occurrences, or natural or phenomena. Yes, a theory is a statement or set of statements that explain occurrences or phenomena, that provides explanation to natural occurrences or natural phenomena. Like example, when a mango is ripe and it falls down, there is a theory that comes to tell us why that happens, and that is the theory of force of gravity, right? The gravity that pulled it down, that states that anything that goes up will come down, and it's being forced by that force of gravity. So, theory, that is theory, right? But for the purpose of this course, there is something like hypothesis is one we also must not neglect. I'm doing these two together. So hypothesis, on the other hand, is not verified like theory. Hypotheses are working models, if I should use that word. They are to be tested in a research. Then what is a hypothesis? Hypothesis is a statement, scientific guess, scientific statement, formal statement, anyone, right? So we are saying that hypothesis is a formal statement that suggests a possible relationship between two or more variables. There is a suggestion and possibility. So it's not that there is, and giving you explanation like a theory. It's telling you there could be a possible relationship between two or more variables. So if it rains, then there will be a good harvest. How are you sure there will be a good harvest? But this is a hypothesis that can be tested. If I pinch you, you cry. I've been able to link these two variables, pinching and crying. These are two different behaviors, but I've been able to link them, right? Smokers are liable to die young, meaning that there is a correlation between smoking and your lifespan, right? All of these are hypotheses. Mood will significantly affect your academic performance. That is also a hypothesis that is amenable to tests, right? So that is what is it called, a hypothesis. Hypothesis has several characteristics. A good hypothesis must be precise. Please don't give us one paragraph and say you are stating a hypothesis. If you remember what we did in Attitude of Science in Sci 101, you understand we have several characteristics of science, right? The same thing applies to this. Here we're talking about even a theory must be precise. Hypothesis must be precise. A theory must be parsimonious. Hypothesis must also be parsimonious. Please, I'm doing them together and I'm trying to give you the characteristics that you'll be looking out for a good theory or a good hypothesis, right? So they must be, number 3, they must be testable. They must be testable. That is number 3 here. They must be testable. Now, again, like I said, precise, parsimonious, testable, empirical things that we must observe and everything. That's why we could test them. Yes, so they must be amenable to test and replicable. If we can test them and observe them, that means we can replicate them. So these are the things about theory and hypothesis. Yes, you must do them as simple as possible. That is parsimonious, and as short as possible. That is precision. Yes. And what again are we looking at? We talk about statistics. What is statistics? In this course also, we are trying to give you some understanding to some basic terminologies as used. But before that statistics, I think I'm trying to forget. I needed to do types of hypothesis. 2 major types you'll be needing: null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. And I'll keep it very simple. What is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis are statements stated in the negative, while alternative are stated in the positive. It's very simple at that point. So when we use hypothesis or stated hypothesis, if I do good exercise, I will reduce my weight will reduce. If I eat well, I will live well. If I sleep well, I will be healthier to read, right? Or I'll be able to read better. These are hypotheses that you are linking 2 variables together, right? Now, that is it. Now, which is null hypothesis? When I say, if I sleep well, I will not be able to read well. This is null hypothesis. Remember, it is not wrong. You can test it. When you test it, you can come out and say, oh, actually, sleeping well helped to read. Not the other way around, like I stated. That is the null hypothesis. If I do good exercise, I'll do better. I will not have a better body weight or a reduced body weight. It's dependent on the test. When you run the analysis, collect data and test it, you can either refute or confirm your hypothesis. But please take note before we go to the next year, 2nd year, 3rd year, and you understand the need and the use of these different hypotheses, types of hypotheses. Just understand that null hypotheses are equal to alternative hypothesis. The only difference is that null, whereas null is stated on the negative, alternative hypotheses are stated on the positive. Exercise will improve body weight. Good sleep improve study time. Mood will, there is no will not, right? If you say will not, all of those ones are null hypothesis. So that is the major 2 types we'll be needing. And another characteristic that is coming to my mind about theory and hypothesis is that they are falsifiable. If it's not falsifiable, it is not science, and it's not enough, it's not valid. Yes, so it's a limitation. It must be falsifiable. If you want to remember what is falsifiable, please refer or revert to Psychology 101. Yeah, so statistics, the use of numbers to arrange data, to represent data, to analyze data, to interpret data, to collect data. Collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation. Use of data, use of mathematics, use of number. S.S. Stevens also said it, that is the numerical stating, the use of numerical data to state facts. You can imagine that you and I doesn't need to say anything, but just look at the number during the election and say this is the winner, right? In a good system that works, you understand that numbers will count, right? So when you are, for example, during the post-election court hearing and everything, and the opponents were able to present data and say this showing that this place won and the other person did not win, and this person, all of these things are represented in data, not verbal statement by people. A lot of statistics were done. So to test your popularity, we don't need to be hearing this person said, the other person. All these things we can collect data on them, we can analyze those data, and after that, what do? Interpret it, and that is when after that we can now present the data. So statistics, as I've said, by S.S. Stevens, is a use of numerical data to state facts. Yes, Webster dictionary said that it is a branch of mathematics that involves the use of numbers to collect data, analyze, interpret, and present data. Yes, some of the advantages of statistics is in the fact that it helps us to organize the data. It helps us to present it in mathematical form, and it helps us to use it to analyze information. When I say data, it could be information you got from people, right, during your research. It's very important. This statistics we're talking about now, and we have two major types of statistics: descriptive and inferential statistics. So in descriptive statistics, you just describe. This course will come in another topic, in another course, Sci 111, Statistics in Psychology. So, but for the purpose of this course, you will have to know it because you still see it in your exams, right? What is statistics and the types? Now, the statistics, descriptive statistics, only describe already existing data. Let me use a wrong word now. Already statisticalized data. So that is already calculated data, already analyzed research data, research output. Like the election I was talking about, when you go pulling from INEC and tell them, please, I want to run a research, you collect legal rights and everything, and they will release the data of the 2023 presidential poll to you. With that, you can come and plot your pie chart, you can come and plot your bar graph, you can come and plot your histogram, and with that histogram, you are looking at it and we are seeing, yes, there is a vote apathy in Imo State, there is a vote this in this place, there is a, do you understand? You will say these places are the strength of the other person. Do you see that with this data already analyzed, you already describing it, analyzing it, right? You have a lot to say. If you collect from IMF the number of persons in prison in the whole world, for example, in Nigeria, 20,000 persons, in South Africa, 40,000, in America, 100,000. If you collect all this data, you can say this is already analyzed and calculated, even interpreted and presented data. Now, with this data, you can plot the same graph, you can plot your bar chart, pie chart, histogram, and in doing this, you are looking at them, and after that, you can start describing the data. Haven't seen that America went highest, you say, okay, because they have a better security to capture these persons, right? Okay, these ones were hiding their real number. All of these things are descriptions. All of these things are things you can do in descriptive statistics. In descriptive statistics, that is where we run things like measures of central tendency. Yes, mean, median, mode, and all the bar chart, pie chart that I've been mentioning, right? Is in descriptive statistics we do that. But in inferential statistics uses raw data. You go out there, collect the data. Don't wait for the election, you go out there, collect the data to know the level of vote apathy of the persons in this state, and after that you come back, analyze it, And another advantage of inferential or characteristic of inferential, draw conclusion, drawing of conclusion. Inferential statistics is able to draw conclusions from analyzed data, unlike descriptive that will only describe what happens or what happened with the conclusions or data persons or other researchers has worked on initially. So, having said that, you have seen that we've done this is statistics. Okay, I've not given the example under inferential. Like I said, under descriptive we have mean, median, that is measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion and everything, all those mean, median, mode and everything. Under inferential we have the chi-square, the ANOVA, analysis of variance, the all of them, the hierarchical model regression, right? So these are the kind of am I forgetting anyone? Yeah, there are other inferential statistics. So that is the size of the video, and please do like, share and subscribe, and remember also to bring up your questions and we'll be glad to take care of them. Thank you very much. Oops, again.